Welcome to Live Interactive English. Hello everyone, I'm Karen.
Hello everybody, I am Shane, and today we are looking at part 2 of an office on the beach.
Yay.
Becoming a digital nomad.
I still think it's an awesome job. It's a great lifestyle to have if you're a digital nomad.
I think I have a friend who I would consider a partial digital nomad.
Okay.
Because he spends like half of the year traveling.
Okay.
And he goes back home to where he's from because he lives in Taiwan, but he'll go back to London where he's from. And his family also has a house in Spain, in Mallorca. So they will go there. And he spends, like half of the year outside of Taiwan. But because he's a writer and an editor, he can do all of that work virtually. He doesn't have to actually go into an office to do that. So so actually I do know somebody who is a bit of a digital nomad.
So I feel like, this is the kind of freedom that you get when you are a digital nomad.
And like I said before, like I wouldn't want to not have a home, but he still does have a home in Taiwan, so maybe I could figure out a way
to become a digital nomad. Right?
Do you know anybody?
Well, I know a friend's sister who used to live in London. And you know how the cost of living in London is very high. Everything is so expensive. And then so they had a house and then they had to pay, the mortgage. But then they figured, it's such an expensive city to live in. So they sold the house. And then they moved to a place in Spain.
Okay.
And she's a graphic designer. So she can also work on her computer. And then so right now they run an Airbnb, and then she's still getting cases to do some graphic design work. And so every day she wakes up, she just takes classes to go maybe play beach volleyball or get a tan, learn how to surf.
The great thing is you can kind of also make your own schedule.
Exactly.
Which is great. Okay, let's get into more of becoming a digital nomad.
All right.
To become a digital nomad, you need to choose a job that can easily be done online. You also need the right tools, such as a good laptop and phone. Once those are in place, you're free to discover new places, experience different cultures, and make friends from all over the world. Many people try to travel to places that have low living costs so that they can easily save money. However, remember that it is important to stay in areas with reliable internet.
So we're looking at part 2 of an office on the beach, becoming a digital nomad.
All right, so to become a digital nomad, you need to choose a job that can easily be done online.
Okay.
You also need the right tools, such as a good laptop and phone.
Oh,
makes sense, right? I mean,
true.
basically when we're saying you're a digital nomad, that means that you're going to be using some kind of a digital device like a laptop or a phone. So you need those tools in order to do it. And you need to be able to get online. Because if you can't get online, you're not going to be able to send the information to whatever country or wherever you need to send it to.
But a lot of places have Wi-Fi, which is like internet connection. So it's not that difficult, I would say.
Absolutely, yeah. You can get online pretty much anywhere. Even if you don't have your own
internet connection,
cell phone data plan, you can just go to a Wi-Fi cafe or something like that.
But I think the important thing is that you have to find a job that can be easily done online. Because not every job can be done online. I'm a kindergarten teacher. So it's kind of hard to have, my class online, especially when you're teaching really young kids. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But for older students, I would say then it's possible.
Absolutely.
Okay, so once those are in place, you're free to discover new places, experience different cultures, and make friends from all over the world. That sounds like a dream come true.
Yeah, I do think that being a digital nomad, getting to go to all of those different countries. You can pretty much go anywhere that you want. It doesn't really matter since you're doing things digitally. You just pick the spot you want to go and you just go there. And if you love learning about new cultures, it sounds so ideal.
You're right, but I do see a problem though for someone who is married or with kids. Maybe they would prefer to have like a stable place, especially you don't want the kids to be moving, school to school. Once they have already made their friends, it's like, oh, sorry, we are moving to a new place again. It might be a little bit difficult for the kids. This is one of the problems that I would see.
Okay. And continuing, and this is kind of in connection to what you were saying about the person, the friend of a friend that you know?
My friend's sister.
Your friend's sister, right. Okay. Many people try to travel to places that have low living costs so they can easily save money.
Bingo.
So yeah, if you are from a country that is maybe more expensive, you can actually go to a place that has much lower living costs. And that way you still are earning the same salary that you would be in your home country, but the cost of living is much lower.
Which means that you really improve your quality of life.
Exactly. However, remember that it is important to stay in areas with reliable internet.
You are right, with reliable internet. So we're looking at this word here, reliable. And that is an adjective. It just means capable of being trusted or relied on. So it's not gonna, the connection is not gonna break off anytime, right? When you're maybe in an important meeting with somebody or you have a deadline coming up and all of a sudden you have no internet connection, then it's not reliable.
Right.
So for example, you could say, my car is reliable. It has never broken down.
Good for you. My cars always break down. Okay, why don't we take a break and we'll be right back.
All right.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们今天要来看看如何成为数位游牧族，还有这种生活方式的优缺点。要成为数位游牧族，你需要一份可以轻松在网络上完成的工作，那也会需要适合的工具，像是好的笔电和手机。那当这些都准备就绪，你就可以自由的去探索新的地方，体验不同文化，然后结交来自世界各地的朋友了。许多人为了省钱，可能会去那种生活成本比较低的地方，可是也要记得，重要的是你要待在有可靠网络的地方哦。好 ，reliable 这个形容词就是形容可靠的、值得信赖的。那这边有一个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，这边我们来学习 in place， 它表示到位、准备就绪。这个片语字面上是指说放在适当的位置，引申表达准备就绪。那可以这个随时行动啊，随时运用的意思。举例来说 ，Everyone is in place and ready to get started。所有的人都就位并准备开始了。好，那来看到相反的用法会是 out of place， 它是表达脱离原位、放错位置，或是指说某人事物它跟周遭不相称、格格不入。例如 Nick felt out of place among the rich kids。Nick 在那群富家子弟当中感到格格不入。好，接话课文中。
There are drawbacks to this lifestyle, though. It can be hard to stay focused on work while you are traveling around exotic locations. It can also be difficult to stay within your budget and to organize things like healthcare, taxes, and insurance. Moreover, while exploring the world is fun, being apart from family and friends can be lonely. All in all, living as a digital nomad can be exciting and satisfying. However, it's important to consider both the positives and negatives before you take the leap.
Welcome back, everyone. So before the break, we were talking about digital nomads and how you have to choose a job that can be easily done online. Right. And it's important to have reliable internet connection. So they also talked about how a lot of digital nomads move to places with low cost of living. So they get to save money, right?
Right. So far, like, it sounds pretty attractive, this whole lifestyle of being a digital nomad. So let's continue.
Okay.
There are drawbacks to this lifestyle, though.
Drawbacks? What does that mean?
A drawback is a disadvantage
Okay.
or a slight problem.
I don't see any problems with being a digital nomad.
You don't? Well, why don't you read on and let's find out what kind of problems there are.
Oh, okay, fine. It can be hard to stay focused on work while you are traveling around exotic locations because you will probably be distracted, right? It can't really focus and then maybe like, okay, I want to jump into the ocean.
Right.
I want to get a tan.
I want to go climb a tree.
I want to take a nap. Okay.
And we say exotic locations. Exotic just means very different or strange or unusual, like not what you're used to.
That's right.
Right? Okay.
It can also be difficult to stay within your budget and to organize things like healthcare, taxes, and insurance. Ah, that's true.
That could be a tough problem, especially for something like healthcare. If you don't have a healthcare plan and you get sick and you're maybe in some third world country or something like that, things could get a little bit complicated, and it helps to have a home base for things like that.
Exactly. And it says it's hard to stay within your budget. So what's a budget? And that is a noun. Basically, it's a plan for saving money and spending money, like how much money you're going to spend and how much money you want to save. Because all of those things cost money, like the healthcare, insurance, and taxes. So for example, you could say, I don't have enough money in my budget to eat out tonight. So maybe I only plan for like a $10 meal. But then if we were to eat out, it will probably cost me $30. So I don't have the budget to go out.
You don't have the budget to do it, right? Okay, we have another vocabulary word, which is organize. That's a verb. It means to make all the arrangements for something to happen. Or for something to be provided.
That's right.
So for example, Anne organized a birthday party for her sister.
Aw, that's a really sweet thing to do. Okay, so let's go talk about insurance too, because they talked about, your health care and also taxes and insurance. So what's insurance? Insurance is the contract between a person, an individual, or business with insurance company to help provide financial protection and mitigate the risks associated with certain situations or events. So there are various types of insurance available, like health insurance, your dental, vision, life, auto means your car, and legal insurance. So if you buy the insurance and something happens, and the insurance company might give you some money back.
Right, that's what it's there for, in case there's some type of an accident or a problem.
Exactly.
Moreover, while exploring the world is fun, being apart from family and friends can be lonely.
I guess you're right.
Right? Because, you have your friends, your family, they're all in the same place a lot of the time. So if you're traveling, you're going to miss those people.
You're going to be apart from them, right? So what's apart? That's an adverb. Basically just separated and not living or being together. So for example, you could say it's hard for Selena to be apart from her cat for too long.
Me too!
Because once you're apart from the people that you love or the animals, the pets that you love, and then you get sad and you miss them, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't like being away from my cat for too long, or my cats.
Okay, you're right. You can't really be a digital nomad because you have like 3 cats,
It'd be difficult for them to travel with me.
Yeah. Okay. All in all, living as a digital nomad can be exciting and satisfying. However, it's important to consider both the positives and negatives before you take the leap. So when you say before you take the leap, what does that mean?
It just means to move or do something. To leap means to move or do something suddenly and quickly. And to take a leap just means to do something.
Yes.
It kind of means just go for it.
Take that step.
It might be like a little bit dangerous or scary, but you take the leap, and that means you'll have maybe some faith that everything will be okay. So for example, Ashley easily made the leap from high school to college.
Okay. And we do have a what do you think question. So let me ask you, do you like the idea of always traveling somewhere new, or would you prefer to stay in one place? I mean, I know you already told me your answer, but after learning about all the positives of being a digital nomad, has it changed your mind at all?
Well, you know, I like being in one place, like generally speaking, but I do like to travel. And when I start to think about it more, I feel like, you know, it doesn't have to be all or none.
True.
I feel like you could be a digital nomad for part of the year, for example, and for another part of the year, stay home. But I do think in my situation, since I have cats, it would be very difficult because cats are not quite like dogs. Dogs you can take with you and they don't care so much about where they live. They care more about being next to you. But cats are more territorial, so they get used to being in their spot and they don't like to be moved around.
Exactly.
Yeah, so for me, I think it would be really hard to do it, but it does sound kind of nice. If I didn't have cats, I might consider it.
All right. Well, this is all the time we have for today. And thank you so much for joining us. And we'll see you guys next time.
All right, see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
好，那这种生活方式有什么缺点呢？首先，你在异国他乡旅行的时候，可能会很难专注在工作上，也许会有很多新奇的活动啊、事物会让你分心。Karen 老师这时候用到 distract 这个动词 ，distract，distract 表示使分心。那么课文接着提到，要控制在预算内，还有要安排医疗保健啊、保险之类的事情，可能也很困难，而且跟家人朋友分开可能会很孤单。总而言之，数位游牧族的生活可能听起来很刺激又很令人满足，不过在迈出这一步之前，你还是要先权衡它的优缺点。我们来看单字 budget 在这边当名词表示预算。Organize 这个动词则是指安排、组织或整理。那么 apart 这个副词它表示分开的、不在一起的或是相隔。我们可以用 be apart from 加上名词去表达远离什么、离开什么什么。再来看到 leap 当名词可以指跳跃、跃进或是骤变。那么文中它用到 take the leap 来比喻说大胆的进行新事物，放手一搏。那这时候 Shane 老师他有提到 go for it 它可以表达放手去做，努力争取的意思。好，那么补充单字 insurance 它是指保险。Karen 老师在讲到这个减轻风险的时候，他用到 mitigate 这个动词 mitigate mitigate 它表示缓和、减轻，可能像是减轻伤害啊、危害等等。那刚刚 Shane 老师则提到说他有养猫，没办法带着猫到处旅行当数位游牧族，毕竟猫它有领地意识。那我们补充一下，把 territory 去 y 加上 ial 变成 territorial， 它可以形容是领土的、领地的，那也可以用来形容动物是有领地意识的。好，这边两个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看第一个重点是 stay 当连缀动词，表示保持某个状态，后面可以接形容词，像是 It's important to stay calm during an earthquake。地震来袭时，保持冷静是很重要的。那第二个重点是 all in all， 这是表达总的来说、总之。那这个副词片语意思就类似 on the whole， 是用来做总结。举例来说。All in all, the movie was a huge success. 总的来说，那部电影大获成功。好，那么以上这些讲解，同学们别走开，马上回来哦。
become a digital nomad, you need to choose a job that can easily be done online. You also need the right tools, such as a good laptop and phone. Once those are in place, you're free to discover new places, experience different cultures, and make friends from all over the world. Many people try to travel to places that have low living costs so that they can easily save money. However, remember that it is important to stay in areas with reliable internet. There are drawbacks to this lifestyle, though. It can be hard to stay focused on work while you are traveling around exotic locations. It can also be difficult to stay within your budget and to organize things like healthcare, taxes, and insurance. Moreover, while exploring the world is fun, being apart from family and friends can be lonely. All in all, living as a digital nomad can be exciting and satisfying. However, it's important to consider both the positives and negatives before you take the leap.
Lantan, known by locals as one of the back gardens of Chiayi City, is one of the 8 wonders of Chiayi. It offers natural beauty and a biking path along its breezy lakeside road. But wait, there's more! Explore the rear hills of Lantan with many forest trails waiting to be discovered. Join the fun and nature's playground where protection forests watch over this land. Lantan Lake is full of natural resources and beautiful views. It is a popular spot for tourists. People say this lake was dug by the Dutch 300 years ago. The water source of Lantan Lake is from Bajang River. It provides the people near Lantan Lake with water to use every day. Now, there are many hiking routes around Lantan Lake. Visitors can walk around and enjoy the amazing views here. Lantan Lake is also rich with resources of forests. The authorities include this area as a protection forest. A protection forest has some good use. It can stop landslides and floods. It can also keep the environmental quality and protect people's lives and assets. Many schools and associations hold activities about protection of the forest with the authorities. They want everyone to realize this place is not just for enjoying views. Here, everyone can learn how important soil and water conservation is to our life. There's more to Lantan than meets the eye. You'll now find a new attraction, the moon shadow, for you to enjoy. Designed by artist Wang Wenshi, this hollow aluminum installation art resembles a giant bird's nest decorated with lights, which looks super cool. Moreover, there's a rainbow fountain in the lake, reaching 50 meters high, offering a fantastic performance. These add to the beauty of Lantan.